All right, today I'm going to show you the third way we can solve systems. We have two different lines. We have 4x plus 2y equals 10 and x minus y equals 13. We already know we can solve these by graphing. But to solve by graphing, the easiest way to me is to put this in slope-intercept form, put that in slope-intercept form, draw a graph and graph them, which seems like a lot of work. Another thing we can do is we could solve this by substitution. We could move the x over, divide everything by negative, plug it back in, and solve by substitution. But the third way, which is the way I would choose for these two equations, is to solve by elimination. Notice we have 4x's here, we have 1x here. We have 2y's here, and we have a negative 1y here. So what we want to do in elimination is we want to get rid of one of these two variables. And we've got to go back to our basic Algebra 1 concepts to where what we do to one side of the equation, we can do to the other. So I'm going to go ahead and just write down this first equation over here. All right, and ignore everything I've got on the left side right now. I know if I have 2y, to get rid of 2y, I would have to have the opposite of it, or negative 2y. Okay? Over on the left side, I've already got a negative 1y. So if I multiply everything in there by 2, I would end up with 2 times x, 2 times negative y, and 2 times 13. Okay, from here we just combine the two equations. 4x and 2x, it's a positive 4x and a positive 2x. So if I combine those, I get a positive 6x. Positive 2y and negative 2y, they cancel out to 0. 10 and 26 combined gives me 36. Okay, in this case, I can now solve for x. 6 times x divided by 6 is going to give us just x. But since I divided by 6 there, I have to divide by 6 here. 36 divided by 6 is 6. Okay, now the same thing applies when we solve by elimination as it did to solving by substitution. I have to take this x and plug it in for that x or that x. I'm going to get rid of this so you see my original equation before I multiply by 2. So I plug it in for that x or that x to determine what y is. Okay. This one seems a little simpler because I'm not going to have to multiply by 4. So let's plug it in here. 6 minus y equals 13. Okay. We solve for y now. Get rid of your 6 to make it 0. But we subtracted 6 there, so we subtract 6 there. And we're left with the negative y equals 7. Now, we know what the opposite of y equals. We want to know what y equals. So we can divide by negative 1, which is going to get rid of that. And we're going to be left with just a positive y. Divide the other side of our equation by negative 1, and we're left with y equals negative 7. So now we know these two lines are going to cross at the point 6, negative 7.